to my channel. Be for real. I am Britt. So today I am telling y'all the truth about eating vegan. I asked you guys in my previous video and on Instagram to drop some questions for me so that way I could do a Q&A for you guys. I know a lot of people have been having questions over the course of me doing YouTube, and I felt like why not just have one, set place where you guys could come. All your questions will be answered, and you could get a gist of eating vegan. I also understand that, it is the new year. A lot of people are looking to obtain a vegan diet, and they have questions, and you want the road to be easier, and you want somebody to be able to relate to what you're going through, or have some tips and some tricks about how you can continue on your journey, and I got y'all. Okay, I got y'all. So a lot of people ask me to go over my vegan journey. That was like a common question. A lot of people wanted to know my vegan journey. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to answer the questions people had that did not pertain to my vegan journey, and then I'm going to get into my vegan journey, because my vegan journey, it's not lengthy, but I might as well just have a little story time for that. So I'm going to try not to ramble, but in the event that I might, because I don't know how long this video going to be, but in the event that I ramble a little bit, just go ahead, get yourself a snack, If it's the weekend, grab you a little wine, just a little bit, and come get comfortable and let's chat. And the first question someone had for me was, what can I use to boost my toddler's immune system? I am not a licensed professional. I am not a pediatrician, so I don't want to give you any advice that I don't know for a fact. What I would suggest is maybe doing some research online, and then whatever you may feel comfortable with giving your child, maybe give your child. But I don't want to get into giving toddlers things, because I know with toddlers, their immune systems aren't fully developed. So I apologize, but I don't even want to touch that. I don't want to touch that. Next question is, what's your favorite vegan spot in PA/Philly area? Oh, this is a tough one. Oh, I might have to think about this for a second.
3 weeks later.
You know what I should do? I should do like a top 10 vegan restaurants in the surrounding Philly area, because I live in the suburbs of Philly, so that probably would be dope. I have a couple favorites. I don't have just one. I really like Hip City Veg, of course. I know they got a couple of those in other cities. I like Govinda's. I really like Govinda's. But yeah, off the top of my head, I would say Govinda's, and I would say Hip City Veg. They're probably like my favorites. They're kind of up the alley of what I ate when I ate meat. So yeah, I would say Hip City Veg and Govinda's for sure. I can't off the top of my head. I just really feel like I'm missing a restaurant that I really, really, really love. And I must not love them that much because I can't think of the name. Next question is, would you ever make a vegan recipe book? Yeah. Girl, of course. Of course. I just got to work out all the particulars, but I definitely want to make a vegan cookbook. I would rather do an ebook maybe to start out with, and then migrate towards a physical book. I'm all about the aesthetic. I'm all about pictures, so I would love to have a physical book as well. So that's definitely a goal. I'm 110% open to video suggestions. Like I said, I'll be trying to get the videos out to y'all. I have so many ideas. Like, I have a book with pages and pages of ideas, recipe ideas, and video ideas. It's just getting the time. Well, I'm doing a better job. I'm trying, It is a lot of work. Don't think you too sweet. Okay. Question I have on Instagram is, do you create your vegan recipes from scratch, or start with established recipes. So a lot of my recipes are trial and error. A lot of my recipes are things that I've veganized from things that I've made when I ate meat. So I'm just veganizing it. Like, say for instance, I made something and it has, you know, regular cheese and regular butter and milk in it. I'm just going to sub everything vegan. You know, I'm just going to make everything vegan within that recipe. So 9 times out of 10 is trial and error. A lot of these videos that I put up for y'all, trial and error. It might even be my first time making it, and I'm only posting it because it came out right. Let's just be honest, okay? So a lot of my recipes are trial and error, me just trying things, you know, even down to my very first video with the buffalo chicken cheesesteak. That was something so simple, but I didn't know if it was going to come out right. Like, that was literally my first time making it. And once I realized, like, before I cut the camera on, I realized that the chicken actually was shredded if I forked it. And I was like, what? I'm making a video. So that's literally how a lot of my videos come about. I try things, they work out, and I just so happen to videotape it. So in other situations, is situations where I've made it before with meat when I used to eat meat, and now I'm just subbing it for vegan ingredients. So that's basically how a lot of my videos go and a lot of my recipes are. Somebody asked, how does your family members respond to you being vegan? So surprisingly, my family members have been like very, very accommodating, I would say. Like, of course it's the jokes, you know, everybody got jokes, and I feel like a lot of people joke about what they don't understand or what's different. So that's just human nature. But I will say that they do try their best to, like, if I'm coming, they'll try their best to have like a meatless option. So, you know, a lot of people don't know that vegan means like any products that come from an animal. So people are just like, oh, it don't got meat in it, oh, it's cool. So there's that. But aside from them just not knowing, I will say they have been like accommodating and pretty cool about it. Definitely like, well, you don't eat meat, like, you sure? And a lot of people, of course, thought it was a phase. You know, a lot of your family members, if this is something new that you're doing this year, a lot of people are going to think it's a phase. They don't think you're going to stick with it. I'm just letting you know, Neil, they already counting you out. Okay. Another question was, do you live a total vegan lifestyle? So i.e. no leather couches, furs, etc. So first of all, I can't afford no real leather and no real fur. I'm just gonna be honest. But I do not live a totally vegan lifestyle. I only adopted a vegan diet. So let's be clear. I don't get into the bags or the materials or situations like that. I do try to make sure, of course, I do wear makeup. So I do try to make sure like my makeup is cruelty free and things of that nature, or not tested on animals or whatever. But as far as like purses and shoes and, you know, couches and things of that nature, I don't have real fur or leather anything. No, I don't live a total vegan lifestyle. I definitely commend people who do and who take the time to research, you know, materials that are being used in certain things that they may have. I only do it when it comes to my dietary restrictions. So another question was, where do we shop if you're trying to be vegan on a budget? So I would 110% recommend shopping at Walmart, like a super Walmart. A lot of super Walmarts have like the vegan options as far as the processed quick frozen meals, because a lot of times when you starting out, you need things for convenience, and as you evolve, you'll start to make your own things and you'll venture out. You may be the type of person who doesn't mind cooking, and if that's the case, then you won't mind, you know, diving into any recipe. But if you're somebody who doesn't have time, or you're just not into cooking like that, but you do want to do meatless, I would suggest Walmart. I heard Aldi is very good as far as widening their vegan spectrum, as far as having more plant-based or vegan meal options. So Aldi could be a good option for you as well. I also recommend getting your produce. I'm talking about your fruits and your veggies. getting your produce from either your local produce place or your local farmer's market. When you go to the produce, it's always cheaper and fresher, in my opinion. So I'll definitely recommend going to your farmer's market or your produce to get your fruit and veggies, because you make out so much better opposed to going to the supermarket and trying to rake up. Don't do it. I'm telling you right now, don't do it. Go to your farmer's market. Go to your produce place. So another question I got, I guess I can answer this now, was did you detox before starting your vegan plant-based journey? So I did detox going into my plant-based journey. I did the 10-day green smoothie cleanse, the JJ Smith green smoothie cleanse going into my vegan journey. So yes, I did detox to start off. Another question I got was, how do you know you're getting enough protein? I just make sure I eat protein-rich foods. So spinach, broccoli, chia seeds, flax meal or flax seeds, garbanzo beans, chickpeas, black beans, walnuts, cashews. Like, you just got to do your research, and that's what I did. I did my research, and I figured out what foods, what plants were protein dense. As we all know, cows and things of that nature, they're herbivores at the end of the day. So it's like, but they're huge animals, so where are they getting their protein from? It ain't meat. One misconception is that when you start eating plant-based that you're automatically healthy, or when you start eating vegan that you're automatically healthy. That is not true. You still have to make sure that you're eating a well-balanced diet and making sure that you're getting all your nutrients in. You want to still make sure that you're eating a well-balanced diet. That's very important, because it's very easy to lack nutrients when you first start to be vegan, because you think, oh, this doesn't have meat in it, it's vegan. Oh, this doesn't have meat in it, it's vegan. And truth be told, you still want to make sure that it has some type of nutrients in it. You know, Oreos are vegan, pasta is vegan, bread is vegan, but those things alone are not nutrient dense. So that's the one thing you want to make sure when you decide to go meatless and start eating a vegan or a plant-based diet. Another question was asked is, what is a good substitute for nut products? It really all depends on what you're trying to do with the product. Different nuts are good for different types of things. So like walnuts are good for texture. Cashews are good for, you know, creaminess. So it just really all depends on what you're trying to substitute the nut for. I would say with walnuts, maybe you could sub for mushrooms. It just depends on what kind of recipe that you're looking for. I would definitely recommend Googling nut-free recipes. So anything that you're looking for, just look up the nut-free version of it. But typically things such as cauliflower, mushrooms could be great substitutes for nuts, just depending on what recipe. It really just depends. Next was, how do you handle going to dinner with non-vegans? So it's difficult. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I'm not about to sugarcoat nothing for y'all. It is difficult, okay? I don't have any vegan friends, not one. So it is difficult going out to eat, because, you know, at the end of the day, people want to eat meat and you don't eat meat. So it's like just finding those accommodations and things of that nature, and then, you know, being as though you're the only vegan you know. No one wants to, people are not always open to just going to a straight up vegan restaurant. That's just point blank period. I have a very select few people who actually are willing to like go to restaurants with me, go to festivals with me. They'll taste my food whenever, however. They'll come over to eat my food. They'll call me to ask me if I can make them some of my food or whatever. So it just really, yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult as far as going out to eat. So what I do is I always look at the menu. If I have a friend that wants to go out to eat, I'm looking at the menu right away. I'm looking to see what I could finagle, you know what I mean, how I could finesse this situation if they don't have a vegan option. A lot of the times they will have like at least a veggie burger, so you just gotta hope for the best. But a lot of times they'll at least have that. So I feel like a lot of restaurants are getting hip and starting to cater to vegans or vegetarians. If it's like something that's meat free but it comes with cheese on it, can I have this with no cheese? Like little adjustments like that that you may have to make. Other than that, I would highly suggest just looking at the menu ahead of time so that way you could plan out accordingly exactly what you're going to get when you get there. So that way it's not like awkward or weird, or like people start to kind of like feel bad because you're there and you can't really eat anything. So yeah, look ahead of time, and if you can, you go ahead and find a restaurant. Definitely. And then if you have friends who are down to try vegan food, that's a plus. If not, I would recommend, if you are able to look at restaurants, just try to find somewhere that caters to both. Try to find somewhere that has meat options but also have vegan options. That's your best bet. So the last question that was asked before I get into my vegan journey was, what steps would you recommend for somebody that's transitioning into veganism? I would say take it one day at a time. That's my first piece of advice. Take it one day at a time. Do not beat yourself up about mistakes that you may make, or if you relapse, so to speak. Don't beat yourself up. It's not that big of a deal, and you could always do better right or immediately after. You could do better. So that is my first piece of advice. Take it one day, one step at a time, one day at a time, and eventually it'll become habit to the point where you don't even have to think about it. You are just doing it and it is second nature to you. So first step into transitioning. If you are a person who cannot go cold turkey, I would say maybe just start off by incorporating one meatless meal into your diet, then 2, then 3, gradually just kind of wean yourself onto it, so to speak. And then that way you could eventually come to a point where you're comfortable, but you don't feel like you're deprived. You know what I'm saying? So that would be my next piece of advice. Definitely wean yourself on, and don't try to do anything that's too drastic. A lot of times when people want to make a change for the better, they go all gung-ho. They jump into it. They're excited. They go 110% the first time. But a lot of the times, your body not ready yet. Your body not able to handle that large adjustment. And then it's like your body starts to react to the fact that you hype AF and you need to calm down. Like, just simmer down a little bit and let your body gradually get into the swing of things, because we are creatures of habit. You're trying to unlearn something that you've been doing for a good portion of your life. You need to let your body catch up to your mind. You see what I'm saying? Hopefully I ain't losing y'all. Alright, so boom. My vegan journey. So many people have been asking me, so I'm going to go ahead and hop right into it. Hopefully I don't take too long. So my vegan journey began July of 2016. I had no intentions of still being meatless today. The idea was even proposed strictly for health purposes. I wanted to lose some weight. I felt like I had gotten to my biggest weight, and I just wanted to really kickstart my weight loss. And at the time, the misconception was, well, if I cut out meat and if I go meatless and if I'm vegan, then I, could lose some weight. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try for 2 weeks. I proposed the idea to my boyfriend. I said, you know what? Let's try for 2 weeks. And if we don't like it, we'll give it up. We'll go back to eating meat and we'll just make sure we eat a balanced diet or whatever case may be. So I plan out everything. First of all, if you don't know me personally, I am a planner. Like, I strategically, if I could plan the rest of my life down to the very second, I would. So I planned the entire 2 weeks down to the second. I had the recipes. I knew what we were going to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, snacks included. I was not playing any games, okay? So we started off the first week doing the 10-day JJ Smith smoothie cleanse, and I almost died, but I made it though. It was kind of difficult. When they say around day, I think it's around day 3 or 4 is when you really start to feel it. And I love me some carbs, so I was really feeling it. But in the first instance of me doing the JJ Smith green smoothie cleanse, I lost 10 pounds immediately because that I had stopped eating meat, all of that. Immediately lost 10 pounds. Boom. Now, I will say, prior to me going meatless, I was not a big meat eater to begin with. I'm a carb eater. Period. Point blank. That's who I am. So, I was never really a big meat eater to begin with. And then I had already been on sort of a health conscious tip. Like, I had already stopped drinking cow's milk. I had already cut out processed meats and things of that nature. I had already stopped drinking soda. Like, these are things that I was already not doing for years prior to me not eating meat. So when I stopped eating meat, my weight loss was not as drastic as a lot of other people's that I've heard of, just because it was a lot of things that I was already not doing. So the meat was just like a little, alright. It was kind of just like the last leg of letting go, to be honest. So the next week, I had all my meals planned out after the JJ Smith smoothie cleanse as far as to get me back into eating meals. And I felt amazing. Like, I felt great. I'm talking about I'm getting up with a start. I felt more focused. I had a burst of energy. I didn't feel sluggish. And then that's when my relationship with food started to change, because then I started to learn, okay, when I eat, I'm not supposed to be feeling tired. You know, my food, what I eat is supposed to be fuel for my body. So if I'm sluggish after I eat, it's really like, what is that food really doing to me? If after I eat, I don't feel like I could continue on with the rest of my day, I feel like I need a nap. So that was when I started to really understand, you know, what was going on, because my body was responding so well to it. And that was the only reason why I continued not eating meat. That was the only reason why I never went back to eating meat, because my body responded so well to it. And I was scared after that. After that, I was just hearing how when people went with not eating meat for a long period of time, and then they would eat like some beef or something, and they would get sick. And I ain't had time for that. I was like, I don't got time for that. Like, I honestly like not eating meat, so I don't want to get sick. I don't feel like trying to wean myself on to eating meat again. Like, I just did not feel like, I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like all they came with going back to eating meat. On top of the fact that I felt like when I stopped eating meat, it opened up a whole new world as far as like recipe ideas and things that I could eat. And like, I wasn't eating chickpeas, I wasn't eating beans, I wasn't eating walnuts, I wasn't eating anything like that. So it's like, it opened up this new world of like creativity for me. So I was just wow and in awe, and it just seemed more interesting over here. It seemed more interesting. So I was just like, I'm just going to stay over here with y'all. It seemed like y'all lit over here, and you know, I'll see y'all when I see y'all. So yeah, that's basically how it began. In between that, I just started making stuff. A lot of things were trial and error. A lot of things were trial and error. I had to figure out what I liked. So going meatless in the beginning, you don't know what you like, you don't know what you don't like, and it was a lot of trial and error. So I was just trying stuff. I was looking at recipes. A lot of the recipes I looked up, I ain't really like that. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't really like a lot of the recipes that I googled. So, but it was trial and error. And then once I started figuring out how I could like finesse different things and how I could kind of like veganize anything, I'm like, I need to start cooking what I like things that I would typically eat, because this ain't got it. So that is how I got to the point where I am today, because I literally just started to veganize things that I already enjoyed prior to obtaining a vegan diet. That was the key. That was the, like, it unlocked everything. I was just like, I should have been doing this. But you don't know what you don't know. So that was literally how I got to this point. Even with the YouTube, people just kept asking me, like, what do you eat? How do you get your protein? You know, do you just eat grass? Do you just eat smooth? Do you just drink smoothies? Do you just eat salads? Like, they gotta be boring. They gotta be bland. Like, you're not tired? You sure you don't want no meat? You sure you're not hungry? I was getting every question you could think of. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of people being ignorant. Like, I'm just tired of people asking me all these questions. And it's not that they don't want to know. It's that they just don't know. So I'm like, you know what? Why don't I just show them what I eat? So I at first started making videos and putting them on Facebook. And then somebody was like, girl, what are you doing? If you don't make a YouTube and start putting them on YouTube too. And that's when YouTube was born. So fast forward to today. That's where I am today. I will say another misconception that I had, which I spoke on earlier, was that vegan is not synonymous with healthy. And that is, I feel like, one of the top misconceptions of obtaining a vegan diet, is that you automatically believe that anything vegan is healthy, and that's not true. Vegan junk food is very real, and that is why your girl is still thick. Okay, preserve the curves. So yeah, so basically, with realizing that vegan was not synonymous with healthy, my scope and view of why I wanted to continue to be meatless changed. So instead of just doing it for strictly health purposes, it then became more so about ethical reasons. Like, dang, I don't want to eat a chicken. I don't want to eat a cow. It kind of transformed me into a mindset I never thought I would be in. Whereas though I still want to feel great, and I still 100% want to be healthy. So right now I'm on my whole little weight loss journey, you know, making sure that I'm eating right and keeping the vegan junk food to a minimum. You guys actually want to follow me along on my weight loss journey, let me know, because those are videos that I could document as well. It actually would be great, I feel like, for both ends. You know, if I'm able to motivate somebody, but you guys are able to motivate me at the same time and push me or hold me accountable, I think that would be great. So if you guys want to follow me along on my weight loss journey, we could do it together. I could definitely put up some videos like that for y'all, talk about my weight loss journey, how much I lost altogether, where I started at, where I am now, what I'm doing to, you know, be better, or things like that. I could definitely do that for y'all. So yeah, that was basically my vegan journey. If I left anything out, or if y'all still got questions, let me know. But yeah, that's basically my vegan journey in a nutshell. That is how I came to be the face that you see today. Just to anybody that's looking to adapt a vegan diet or a plant-based diet, don't beat yourself up. You will have situations where you slip up. I've slipped up. You know what I'm saying? I'm going on being vegan for 3 years in July. And I would be a liar if I said that I did not slip up before. Now, what I will say is I've never slipped up and ate meat, but I have slipped up and ate dairy. But meat, no. Dairy, yes. So you will have your slip ups, but that doesn't mean you just throw the whole situation in the trash. No, the next time you eat, do better. You know, constantly work on improving yourself, because if you constantly pick yourself up when you fall, you'll get better. You don't just fail and then just stay there. No, you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and then you strive to be a better you the next go round. Say for instance it's today, because today is Friday. You slip up today and you be like, you know what, on Monday I'll go back to eating vegan. No, don't wait till Monday to go back to being meatless. The very next meal, work on doing better on your very next meal. Because when you start to put things off into the distance, then you get into a situation where that day comes and you like, you know what, I don't feel like doing it today either. So that's what I would say. I would definitely say don't beat yourself up. Don't let nobody else beat you up, because I'm telling you, your friends and family will start to become the vegan police. Like, now that they know that you don't eat meat, or you don't eat dairy, you don't eat the minute you are, they're gonna be like, I'm telling you.
Bruh.
So just don't be so hard on yourself. Understand that you may slip up. Don't beat yourself up about it. And don't worry about what the naysayers are going to say. What you do is what you do. I don't like when people try to beat people up over labels. So it's like, oh, you're vegan, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't do this, you don't do that. It's just like, all right now, fam, chill out. Like, so I feel like whatever diet that you plan to adopt, whatever lifestyle that you plan to adopt, don't let nobody put you in a box. If you decide that you don't want to be fully plant-based, but you want to, eat fish from time to time, or you want to only eat lean meat from time to time, don't let nobody beat you up about that. I've always thought that it was very weird. I've always thought that it was extremely weird to care so much about what other people are putting into their bodies to the point of argument. I understand that we want people to be healthy, but it's a way that you do things. You don't have to be aggressive or argumentative or going back and forth with somebody just to try to get them to see your point of view, especially when it comes to what they're eating. Because when you come off aggressive, when you come off like you know it all, when you come off like you're better than somebody because you don't eat meat, it sends the wrong message and you don't get your point across. The teachable moment that you can have with somebody is completely going out the window because your tone is already wrong. So they're not even receiving the information that they would have received had you approached them properly. It's all in the approach, in my opinion. And how I've approached it is that I'm not forcing anybody to stop eating meat. I feel like that is a personal decision. I feel like that's something that you need to do for yourself on your own. And I don't feel like you should do it to be following a trend. I feel like you should be doing it because you sat down and you self-reflected and you felt like, for the betterment of your body, for the betterment of the environment, for the betterment of your health maybe, you decided that going meatless was the route you needed to take. That is a personal decision. And that is not a decision that somebody should force upon you. That's just my personal opinion. Some people might not like it, but that's my personal opinion. And I feel like it's weird. I really feel like it's weird. Because I've seen people argue, people down, and like, that ain't vegan. You eating that ain't vegan. That ain't meat. Sis, bro, sir, ma'am, just relax. Why you so aggressive? Why are people so aggressive? People just aren't going to be receptive when you come at it from a place of aggression. Moral to this story is, this is a judge-free zone. I don't play that. We ain't having that. If you have any questions or any concerns, this is a safe place. You know what I'm saying? If you eat meat, you eat meat. If you don't eat meat, welcome. You know what I mean? And if you do eat meat, just know that there are options for you. And whenever you're ready to come over and hang out, I have several recipes. Just click on my videos that you can incorporate into your weekly regimen. And if you ever decide that you want to come on over to the other side and you have any questions, feel free to ask. That's it. So hopefully this video was insightful. Hopefully I shed some light on any questions that you guys may have. If you have any additional questions, feel free to ask. I could always do a part 2 or whatever the case may be for anybody who didn't get a chance to ask a question, or maybe something that I said in this video has prompted you to ask another question. feel free to comment below. I am here for y'all. I appreciate you guys as always for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video.